Joining me now is Colonel William Davis, the man you just saw in that press conference. He's the Chief Deputy of Harford County Sheriff's Office. Colonel, we were talking last night, and you hinted that you were going to have some information very soon. It turned out it was within a matter of, well, it was within 24 hours. So I'm really glad to have you back tonight. Thank you for doing this. Is there anything else you can tell us about the man you showed in that video?
Well, I mean, I don't know that I could add. You did a pretty good description of everything we're trying to get out there, especially the part where you said we're focusing on a lot of our deployment, trying to make people feel safe on the Mom Pa Trail because that's where this crime occurred. However, he was in March, he was in California, and in August, he was here. It could be anywhere in the country right now, and he still may be here. So we're trying to get that video out as far out as we possibly can, because we feel confident that if somebody knows him, if they're familiar with him, even though it's just a side and a back view of him, all the things you pointed out, his gait, the way he walks, all those things, if you know him, you're going to be able to identify him. And we're hoping that somebody will give us that information. And, you know, last night, when I was talking to you, go ahead. Last night when I was talking to you, we had just received that video and we were trying to work our way through it. And we were discussing it, and the sheriff was adamant. He said, yeah, let's try to run down our investigation as best as we can, but he was adamant, we need to get that video out as soon as possible. And then tonight was the time we were putting it out.
Well, I'm glad that we've got it tonight to show our viewers, because we are a national program. So I'm not sure if I heard you correctly. We know about Los Angeles, about the assault there. We know about Rachel Morin's assault in Maryland. Do you know of any other locations or any other crimes where CODIS may have hit a DNA profile where he has been? Or do you have any suspicions of where else he's been?
No, that is the only locations we know for sure. But, I mean, it's common sense that if he did an assault like that in California, and then all the way across the country here, a few months later, he's doing another assault. I mean, chances are those aren't the only 2 times he was involved in an assault like that.
Can I ask you about the assault in California? Was it a sexual assault in California?
We're going to leave that to the Los Angeles Police Department to talk about their case. I can just say, like, kind of what I said in the press conference, that it was a home invasion and that he did assault a young girl in the house there.
And what age are we talking about? How old was the young girl in the house?
I don't want to talk about their victims, and I want to let them decide what they want to put out about that, honestly, at this point in time.
The only reason I ask is it might help with someone who might recognize that door, might know of a certain person at that house that fits that age description. Just anything that can help jar people's thoughts and memories as to who he might be and where he's leaving. They might know something about that location.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think I got to leave that to Los Angeles. I know they're working on their case out there, and I don't want to say anything about their case. It's their case.
I respect that. Can you tell me about the DNA that you found at Rachel Morin's crime scene?
I don't really, because as we talked about the last couple of times I talked to you, we don't want to talk about where the evidence was recovered, what it was recovered from, because, again, the suspect knows where we got that DNA, and we wanted to just be us and him and knows where that DNA came from until we get him in custody.
And I'd be remiss if I don't do my job by asking difficult questions like this next question, and that is, was Rachel sexually assaulted?
Yeah, again, I appreciate you have to ask it. Everybody does. But as we talked about, we don't want to say anything about what happened at that crime scene because, again, the suspect knows and we know at this point in time.
And do you think, Colonel, that Rachel knew her killer, or do you think this was truly a random selection?
Through our investigation throughout last night and today, when we got that video, we haven't been able to determine that she knew her. We are going under the belief that it was a unknown. He was unknown to her, and she was unknown to him, and it was a random attack there on the trail. So we're going with that. Just telling our citizens and our community to use caution when they're out in the community, not just on the trail, as we've talked about many times. You know, make sure you have your cell phone with you, but don't be engrossed in the cell phone. If you're going to wear headphones when you're out exercising, as many people do, don't have them turned up all the way where you can't hear what's around you. And most importantly, if you see something that you think is suspicious or something just doesn't feel right to you, act on those instincts and, 1, get away, and 2, call 911 and let us know.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.